Iman Gadzhi launched his drinks brand in February, and now, after marketing it through his personal brand, he's looking to take it to the next level using influencers. On the 23rd of July, he made a post saying that he was looking for a social media manager to manage and run influencer campaigns. Well, in this video, I'm going to be covering the exact campaign strategy that I would use for Iman's big day. And I'd say I'm pretty qualified, considering my influencer marketing agency will do $4 million this year, and we run campaigns with 7-figure budgets. So if you're watching this, Iman, hit me up if you like what you see. Okay, so I'm going to hop into this Miro board right here because I decided to visualize and lay out the strategy that I want to take on this Miro board. But before we start that, just want to quickly preface that, as I mentioned before, is my agency does $4 million per year working with some of the biggest brands globally to sell more products and make them more money. You know, the likes of Asus, Ubisoft, Kilo Health, who are this Europe's second biggest health and wellness brand, Netflix, Microsoft, the list goes on of the brands that we work with. And I've also personally worked with and built strategies for the likes of Stephen Bartlett, Ben Stokes, and even the Sidemen and more, high ticket, very large content creators. So I'm pretty confident that what I have here today for Iman is going to be a pretty perfect fit for him. So without further ado, let's make the Iman Gadzhi brainchild a success with influencers. So the way that I want to take this and do this is building out a 3-tiered strategy. And this 3-tiered strategy encapsulates 3 main areas: influencer seeding and amplification. Secondly, then high ticket brand ambassadors. And thirdly, hype and FOMO creation through influencer events. So I'm going to walk through all 3 of these separately and show you how I would do it, what I would do in a very sort of high level way. I'm not going to go too much into the technicalities and specifics of how we would go about finding the influencers, vetting them, actually planning the content, the creative and whatnot, but just kind of showing you exactly how we would break this down step by step. If you're watching this, or someone from Iman's team's watching this, and you're interested in learning more, I'm more than happy to put something together for you, put together a free influencer report, show you how we would do stuff at the agency to help you scale big day. Let's start with seeding, gifting, and amplification, which to me is always the first part of the strategy. And I think the first part of any sort of e-com DTC brand's influencer strategy should go down this route. So essentially what we would do is we would discover up-and-coming micro and mid-sized creators and build product exchange partnerships with very little control over the content. So when I say this, I mean basically sending them product for content in return. There is no sort of strict creator briefs, things that they have to follow, and there's no payment involved as well. Now, we'd have to use micro and mid-sized creators because typically larger creators sort of command some sort of fee. But micro and mid-sized creators who are up and coming want to work on opportunities like this. They also probably would benefit from the product that Iman is promoting here and is built here, big day. So what we do is we want to seed about 20 to 30 creators per month on these gifting product exchange only partnerships. And we want to target niches focused on performance optimization and productivity, what the product actually does and helps with, looking at kind of entrepreneurial, small entrepreneur creators, and there's tons and tons of them now who are probably actually Iman fans themselves and would promote the product, which is great because we can obviously leverage Iman's reputation and his influence. Fitness and athletic creators, these are people who would benefit from the product. Holistic health, biohacking, productivity creators, the list goes on. But, looking at really targeted, relevant creators that actually would benefit, and their audiences who are following them would also probably benefit from the drink. I've personally tried Big Day myself and various other products that are similar to it, and that type of product benefits me as an entrepreneur creator as well. So these are the type of people you probably want to target. Once you discover these creators, then we want to seed the monthly product in return for a certain number of pieces of content per month posted on their socials, right? So whatever we could leverage out of each creator, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, right? It depends creator by creator basis. Usage to then use the content in paid and organic channels. So then the Big Day team can take that content and utilize it on their own social media channels, on their website and their paid, in their paid ad accounts. And then also whitelisting and Spark ads. This often isn't possible with unpaid partnerships in general, but some creators might be willing to test this and try this. There's a number of campaigns that we're running right now for DTC ecom brands where there are some creators who are working with us on usage on whitelisting usage, for completely free. And the result of this is you'd essentially get sales from the organic content for one. We get free creatives to run paid media with, right? So Iman wouldn't have to pay some sort of UGC agency or production team or just pay anyone really to create those creatives to run into their ad account. And We'd also get amplification of the content through whitelisting and Spark ads, which is super powerful because we can essentially extend the value of the organic content that our creators are building for us through very targeted, meta ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, and whatnot as well. Then what we would do is we would expand the scope of work that we're having right now with the best partners, right? So we'd identify the best partners who have, say, the highest posting rate. So the ones that are posting the most content, even the ones who are posting more content than what they're actually committing to in general from the seeding program. The ones who are producing the best quality and high quality content. As you guys know from Iman's personal brand, he creates very high quality, highly edited, very visual content. And I can imagine that the branding around Big Day and what is going to be there is going to be relatively similar. So ensuring that we can have that kind of really high quality content as well. And then also ones who have the highest sales organically and in the ad account, right? So the people who are producing that high quality content, that is producing organic sales through tracking links or discount codes or whatever it is that we would set up. And then that same content, which is performing well in Big Day's ad account, right? And then we would expand the scope with these creators. We would put them on a competitive affiliate program to incentivize them to create more organic sales and also earn from it. And or we would produce and create some sort of relationship with them for monthly deliverables or some sort of monthly scope for a very small retainer and an affiliate fee, right? Something to secure a certain number of deliverables from them per month that's going to go in their channels that we can then utilize in our ad account and obviously incentivize them to get more with that affiliate commission. This gives us ultimately more control over the content that's coming out from the creators because the high quality paid or influencer affiliate videos will be given sort of specific creator briefings and requirements to meet, right? The seeding creators, there's very little control over them because they're unpaid. We can't give them a very strict briefing. We'll have a big review and approval process, right? They're not getting paid for it. They're going to create an asset and put it out there because there's no sort of legally binding contracts with seeding or gifting. Whereas these creators who are in that sort of affiliate program and that creator program, in that sort of monthly retainer, we have more control over what they create, which means that we can go through an approval process, check if we like the content or not, and ultimately this provides us a bit more control on the content narrative, and then we can focus their creation on what's performing well for Big Day, right? So if we see an angle of content that performs really, really well with influencers or just from other paid ads or Iman's own personal content, we can then ensure that the narrative that all these other creators are going down is similar and emulates that, and ultimately that will provide the best, sales and results for the brand. Once we have a proven track record of what works, how much partners can expect to earn off retainers and commissions, we can then roll this out into some sort of invitation only or like an application-based creator program with posting and content quality requirements. And this could be very, very powerful because the way this can be positioned is that it's a highly coveted and exclusive program, right, that creators have to apply to get access to. And, we'll see very high intent and high demand influencers that will put in the work and promote from us. Or we can just, target certain influencers to invite them directly to this program and not have to go down the seeding route. And within 1 year, we would literally have, scaled this program to 200 minimum unpaid partners per month, right? Because if we're adding 20 to 30 new partners per month and obviously seeding product out month to month to existing partners, you'd have around 200 to 300 creators unpaid per month. We'd have then generated hundreds of pieces of content, if not thousands of pieces of content for free to go on influencer socials and for use in our ads. And we've also built out, as I say, this highly coveted creator program for higher converting influencers with incredible quality content that they can make money from, they can get involved in, and ultimately that expands and promotes Big Day even more. And, we run this exact same strategy actually for a client of ours called Backbone. And on a monthly basis, we work with 15 to 20 creators in Spain, France, Germany, and Italy. And we're about to start in the US from September. And these creators basically build 3 pieces of high quality content each for free, which they post on their socials. And then we also get full usage rights to then have the brand employ that in their paid ad account, right? For free. So, we're getting 15 to 20 creators plus per month and expanding relationships with other creators that we've already got in previous months, creating, really high quality content. This is obviously a screen grab from one of the creators, right? So you can't really tell too much and there's not a video here, but, search up Backbone and the Facebook ads library, you'll see some of the quality of the content. And they're creating this content, putting it on their socials, right, which is obviously going to attract brand awareness and organic sales. And then we're employing that into our paid ad accounts, which means that we're getting double the value here because we're getting content organically and then also in paid ads. And you wouldn't get that from just, using UGC creators or, using some sort of marketplace to create creatives for your ad account. So this is really, really powerful as a strategy. It's super low cost, low effort to actually run. An agency can run this very, very easily and scale this up to become a very effective program for direct performance influencer marketing, brand awareness, and just content generation to aid your other marketing efforts. So that's one that I really love. It's something that we do very actively, and it's something that we would employ for Big Day. Now, moving forward, we also then want to look at your high ticket brand ambassadors. And this is really interesting because I think it could be very, very powerful for Big Day, just given the fact that it's also an influencer run brand. Obviously, Iman's launched it. Iman technically is the brand ambassador for Big Day right now. He sold out stock numbers of times, right? And if he's doing that, we can just assume that other creators with similar influence could do a similar thing for the product. Just to preface, this is a much higher cost strategy, and we'd only reserve it for a few partners to roll out with it first to test and make sure that it works. And then once we do, and once we make it a profitable channel, we would then roll this out and scale this up more. It's just this can become very expensive very quickly if you don't have unlimited funds and resources. And as rich as Iman is, right, he doesn't have hundreds and hundreds of millions to invest into Big Day at this point. This can become expensive very quickly, so we have to kind of test and learn and optimize as we go along with our kind of paid brand ambassadors. So essentially, what we would do is we would utilize the data that we gather from our micro and mid-sized influencers, and we'd look to then build strategic partnerships with larger brand ambassadors. We target basically creators who are trending and have a high relevance, and relevance is a very key term here, and I'll talk about this in a second, to the mission of Big Day. And those are actively growing and don't seem to stop, right? We want to use creators that are growing on that uptrend and probably won't stop either, because as we're obviously getting them into these longer term arrangements, we want to kind of capitalize on their growth and the trendiness of them. We want to also then look at creators who have strong affinities to our top performing unpaid creators. And that's what I was saying before, we would utilize that previous data and start building strategic partnerships with the large ambassadors that have similar affinities to our top performing creators who are a smaller scale. Because ultimately, the assumption can be if these types of creators are performing at a lower scale, it makes complete sense to try and scale that up into larger ticket partnerships. And then also creators who just have a proven track records of conversion, because ultimately the whole goal of this is to make it profitable and make it a profitable brand ambassadorship program. Now, relevance, I'd say, is the number one factor to consider when identifying brand ambassadors. Relevance is a very, very important scoring in influencer marketing, because a creator could look really good on face value, they could have a really good audience demographic, but if their profiles and their content and their interests and their audience interests are not relevant to the product, and they don't have a similar relevancy to the product, it's not going to work well. So we'd have to do a very in-depth deep dive into the creators to understand if they actively talk about products like Big Day, if their audience's comments and interests align with Big Day and suggest that it could be a good fit. And we would just leverage our data tools. We have two really good influencer data tools that we can get a lot of information about creators. We can do social listening reports on individual creators to find out when were they talking about performance and optimization, holistic health, all of different factors that are related to Big Day. Are their audiences actively talking about this? What is the audience sentiment towards the creator? Get very, very clear on the data. Work out then a sort of relevancy score based on that data that we gather in regards to the creator. And this is all using AI, just kind of screening creators' content, seeing how they're psychologically matched to the brand values as well, and then bringing them in to our brand ambassadorship program. What we would do first is we sign these large creators on some sort of longer term agreements. So, minimum 3 months to begin with, but probably would start at 3 months and then renew them should they do well. You don't want to start too small, because one post probably isn't going to do an awful lot, but too big, locks you in. So we'd say probably 3 month minimums, renew them, and then have break clauses should things start going the wrong way. We would have contracts with deliverables, such as a certain monthly posting quantity across their socials with strong call to actions, usage and likeness of the creators across social, website, out of home, and other channels. We'd want to leverage these creators on our site and on other channels to essentially ensure that they're a part of the full buying and audience journey to purchase the product. Whitelisting rights, same again, really, really powerful nowadays. exclusivity in the category of big day. So it's their only product they're promoting in that category to kind of not confuse the buyer, make it look much more authentic. Natural usage of the product across their content, and then also certain requirements for like event attendance and shoot days or studio requirements as well. We would structure payments with looking at sort of a lower flat fee and retainer, because you will need some sort of flat fee retainer for creators of this regard. Focus on profit share and commission focus incentives on top to really incentivize content and really pushing out CTAs to buy the product. Potentially in equity and investment opportunities for the right ambassadors and on long-term partners. Obviously, if you get to that stage that partner's performing really well after a year or 2 years, we can look into equity related partnerships, kind of like Hormozy did with school. And we'd also try and leverage Iman's reputation and following to try get like preferable structures with the creators. Iman is an influencer. He's well liked, he's well known, he's well respected. His brands are high quality, and we would try and leverage him and his audience to get preferable rates with the creators because he's a well-known individual and it's not like just a random brand out of nowhere. And this is how a lot of the influencer focused and based brands do. KSI and Logan Paul with Prime is a fantastic example. They're getting really preferable rates and deals with the biggest stars, celebrities, football clubs, because they're KSI and Logan Paul. People know them, people like them, they're influential, they're celebrities, and there's mutual benefit and value from being associated with the brand. We then also build very targeted and compelling offers specifically for our ambassadors, so it's very specific discounts for the audience. We want to build custom landing pages for the partners, which are, influencer branded landing pages. As I say, you want to have the influencer at different points through the buying journey. And we'd also potentially create big day like custom flavors and specific drops with the creators, like a limited edition 500 only 500 package big day drop with the certain creators with their own flavor that they've come up with to really kind of push the boundaries and push their audience to purchase the products. The system is much higher ticket and needs to be viewed over a much longer term lens, right? Looking at seeding an affiliate, this is very low cost, very easy and very simple to do, and you can start looking and trying to see performance like pretty much instantly within 7-30 days. These things need to be built with the right partners and tracked over a long enough time, because these partnerships can massively scale a brand far beyond what performance marketing can do alone. But you need to kind of give these time, find the right partners, build the right kind of deliverables, messaging and whatnot in. It's not like a one and done thing. If it doesn't work after one post, it needs to be something that we build over a long-term basis. And, a number of brands employ these brand ambassadorship partnerships, building on these kind of like low retainer and profit share partnerships around the custom offers and flavors. For example, even in the gaming world with another sort of energy drink, you have G Fuel and PewDiePie, and they have a partnership where it's a very high profit share for PewDiePie and a very low retainer. And obviously he pushes a number of deliverables per month with his custom flavor, which his audience are much more likely to purchase the PewDiePie flavor, right? Because it's his own flavor. Now, the final part of the strategy is kind of building FOMO generating events that creates awareness, and this is more of an awareness play as opposed to a direct response play. And this strategy is simple, really. We want to create influencer events that look so good that people are begging to come and get involved, right? And this is something that is held by a lot of the top brands and creators. And I think about the Sidemen, for example, because I've been to quite a few of their events. They craft exciting experiences and then invite top influencers to attend. The Sidemen do it all the time with their XIX vodka and their cereal and a number of other different brands they run. They host incredible, really nice looking events that influencers then post on socials. Other influencers get really hype and want to come, and they reach out to their influencer friends that have gone and they try and reach out to Simon, and it just creates this kind of domino effect of more content creators wanting to come to these events and post more content, reaches a higher target audience. So it's a super simple strategy, really. And Iman is already well known for his extravagant life and trips, which do create jealousy and FOMO on social media. Even me, I get a lot of FOMO seeing his kind of like private member club trips, because I'm like, I should buy in and I should go. But we should do this. We do the same with these events. The events will be carefully crafted and feature, big name guests that, people want to go and see and meet and put on social media. Incredible aesthetics, different themes based on the time of the year, or maybe different flavors of big day as well. Maybe a pink theme for the pink one. You know what I mean? We'd invite high-level male and female influencers that are very recognizable on social and content, and we would do custom invites through the mail to create Instagrammable moments, right? So we wouldn't just send them like an email or a text, invite them. We actually create physical invites that already start the content creation journey right from that first invite. Something that's super cool to invite them. A gift box that arrives at their house with a custom invite to attend the event. Things like that create these sort of moments that present big day. And maybe it's like a lot of these brands do sort of these like custom gift boxes where they open up, there's a can of big day, and then there's a custom nice invite to attend their next event. And that's something that they would post on social media. Super easy and creates brand awareness. Everything at the events will be big day branded. Maybe like cocktails and other drinks can be created utilizing the beverage. This is what XIX vodka do really well. Pretty much every single drink that is at these events, it is made with the XIX vodka. So it might be, vodka and Coke, but it's XIX vodka, and they name it they name them very like funny play on word things. So everything would be big day related and big day associated, as the only drink there. And the events would be fun and interactive with specifically crafted photo and video opportunities so that our influencers actually post the event and share the brand, right? You have to think about strategic moments. Where can we create these photo moments and video moments that creators are going to go, see it, want to snap a picture of it, put it on their stories? Bang, there's your awareness piece done. Then what you'd also want to do, so you want Iman's own team, and he's got Alex, who I've personally had the opportunity to meet back in 2022 before he went off on his journey of being Iman's videographer. But he's incredibly talented, right? So you'd use Iman's really talented team to be at the event, capturing and creating content that then can be shared with the influencers after the event. So Alex would provide everyone with a high quality content he's taken, the really high quality resolution photos, the cool edits. And this high quality content then prompts those influencers to post them on social media, which gives us even more content, right? And the Big Day team will then also create an after movie and other hype content out of the event, share it on socials, hype up future events, and also put that into paid media. And as a result, we see more influencers posting content, other influencers getting FOMO and reaching out to attend the next one, and more awareness of Big Day being pushed across social media. And it kind of just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and a domino effect each time of more creators wanting to come, more creators posting, more creators then getting FOMO, who then reach out and want to come and then post more. So it just creates this sort of prophecy of more and more people posting, pushing Big Day out to their audiences, and kind of creating that that branding and that awareness piece for every single person on social media to know and who Big Day are. And it's like everyone knows what Prime Energy is now just because of this sort of similar strategy. Everyone knows about Sideben's vodka because of this strategy. We did this exact same thing with Sandbox VR and Netflix, who are a client of ours, and we crafted basically a Squid Game themed launch event with custom invites to creators. So they all received a custom invite box to their house, which basically meant I gave them an invite to arrive at certain coordinates. We then picked them up in these sort of minivans. We could not unfortunately get the specific Squid Game minivans because they weren't available, but we had their masked Squid Game guards pick them up from this abandoned parking lot, creating this sort of like really eerie and mystical sort of adventure right from the beginning, taken to the venue to then play Squid Game in VR, and we created these like really exciting experiential moments for the creators to then post. This is a creator called Avani who has 60 million followers on TikTok, and she came. And the result of this was that we had hundreds of creators posting, all LA-based influencers with millions of followers and posts, and even posts from creators like I mentioned, Avani with 60 million plus followers, all for free. Didn't pay any of them, just invited to these events, posted hundreds of bits of content for Sandbox VR, for Squid Game, for Netflix, all for free. We also got 100% positive feedback on the event as well, and we had like tens and tens of creators reach out to us to want to come back again for future events. New creators that we didn't invite reach out to us, want to be involved in events, and to also just promote the brand for free. So this kind of strategy is really, really powerful. Just, creating that really exciting and engaging experiential event that people just don't want to miss out on and want to post because it's so cool and it looks really good on their feed. And that is pretty much it. That is the 3-tiered strategy that I would employ for Iman Gadzhi, the mastermind behind a number of very successful brands, and now obviously moving on to his new brand, Big Day, and looking to take that next step into another very successful e-commerce business after obviously launching Gadzhi, his glasses range. So that was the exact campaign strategy that I would use to market Iman Gadzhi's Big Day. So Iman, if you made it this far and you watched this video, let's chat and maybe we can strike some sort of deal together with my agency. And if you're watching this and you're just a beginner or someone currently trying to run an influencer marketing agency, I've got a full in-depth free influencer marketing agency course for you to check out. So click somewhere on screen right now and I'll see you inside that video.